1 second, guys. 1 second. Got a pair of shoes I'm sending out today to Brunswick, Maine. Brunswick, Maine today. Got a pair of Toms or something like that. Adam or something. I don't know. Some hippie brand. Not real familiar with. But yeah, gonna go to well. All right, we're back. So $537,000 FOIA estimation by the city of Wayne. $537,000 for a year and some change of records, right? For one person, myself. Supposedly the city of Wayne has $537,000 worth of information. Apparently. So, yeah, we're going to treat that as a constructive denial. And we filed our lawsuit. But just in case, if the city of Wayne thinks they're slick, we filed a follow-up FOIA, so that way, I think I know what they might try to do. And if they do it, well, it's only going to prolong their misery further, right? So yeah, we're going to get them into a little corner. Get them backed up into a little corner here. All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, ladies and gents of the world. So we are going to, we're going to go to the UPS store first, drop off this package real quick. And then we're going to go to the building and engineering office so we can re-register our property because apparently the city, by their own words, Denise Atkinson, she's one of the, she's a board member, she's one of the planning commission members. She had implied, well, flat out said that the previous rental registration application or paperwork was apparently improperly done, and the person who did it, I guess, no longer works for the city of Wayne or isn't alive anymore. I'm not really sure. But apparently she's no longer with them, whatever that means. So, they're claiming there's no way to fix it, even though the rental registration has been altered twice. But we're not allowed to know by who unless we file a FOIA. Bob Watson said he was going to give me some of that information I needed, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that, guys. Really. Wish I could. Wish I could take them at their word. But, nah. Nah, I've been let down too many times by these people. Too many times I've been let down. So, yeah, we're going to have to... How do I say it? We're going to have to, I don't want to say take matters into our own hands, because that's a bit over the top, but we certainly want to ensure that reality is that reality is adhered to, right? Because right now in Wayne, reality is simply not really being adhered to. So, damn, there's a sycamore tree. That motherfucker is jacked up. Piece of shit. I hate sycamore trees. Can't stand sycamore trees. Messy ass bitch. But anyways, I didn't come here to talk about trees today, though. I came here to, live stream, right? I want to live stream this experience, right? I want to give you guys a full-on experience, right? I want to showcase people what I have to go through to live in this wonderful atomic waste dump shithole we call 48184 in Wayne, Michigan. Right? It's not the people, right? It's not the citizens of Wayne, or even the magic dirt that the city of Wayne sits on. It's not that. It's the municipal government. It's the municipal corporation employees, right, that want to protect this fraudulent entity. Those are the people that, that's what I get upset about. I don't get upset about, everyday normal working class people trying to live their life and not be molested by the government. Because I share the same desires, if you will. The desire to not be molested by the government. So, one sec, guys. Alright guys, we are back. Again, dropped it off. Going to Brunswick, Maine, apparently. Never been there. Been to Maine a couple of times, but not really, not the biggest fan of Maine. I mean, it's a beautiful state. I mean, pretty forest and lots of wildlife, but you want to talk about a desolate place to live, man. You want to talk about some weird motherfuckers. Maine, the state of Maine is, it's different, let me tell you that. It's different. It's different, guys. Not Democrat different, though, but it's different. Not that different. Let's see. Blind person in the area, good. Maybe we'll get lucky and find them. Show them the light, right? Show them the light. But yeah, anyway, so, yeah, we gotta go down to the building office now. Of course, I'm forced to, here's the thing about this that pisses me off, guys, is the city flat out admits that this previous clerk or whatever apparently messed some things up or whatever, right? I mean, obviously, The application was X'd out. There was a lot of, improprieties, we'll say. And so instead of the city taking responsibility for their previous employees' actions and saying, yeah, that person may have made a mistake or something that we need to correct, and we're going to correct it, right? No, not the city of Wayne, though. The city of Wayne, they are going to make me, they're forcing me to pay another $100. A permit scheme that they created that I don't want to be part of, but if I don't partake in this permit scheme, then essentially it's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by 90 days in jail. So you're forced to comply with this permit scheme under the threat of incarceration, right? And so, I'm going to comply, right? I'm going to comply. Maliciously, I'm going to comply, but I'm going to comply, though. So the city's charging me $100 for their fuck up, right? So I filed my FOIA lawsuit just now, right? Just a few months ago. I might have to resubmit it because there might be a formatting issue. There always seems to be with the state of Michigan, right? So basically, they'll refund you the money, but it'll cost you $5. You won't get the processing fee back. So it's like a $5 penalty or so every time you submit it, and they send it back. But they'll tell you kind of why it's wrong, and you can fix it, right? And guess again for another $5. So, ooh, look, our buddies at the Wayne Fire Department. Ooh, they're responding to a call, baby. Responding to a call. Yeah. Responding to a call. One call, that is all. One call, that is all. One call, that is all. Ooh, we got that camera now. I feel a lot safer now, guys, though. Let's see here. Best case, they run a leaky ship. Worst case, they are being grimy little goofballs. Yeah, that's fair. That's pretty good. Yeah. Best case, they run a leaky ship. Oh, they definitely run a leaky ship. I mean, we've found a lot of the holes, right? We're trying to plug them, right? Plug them as fast as we can, but hard. Who's that doofus over there? 601. Who's that doofus over there? Who's that doofus over there? I couldn't get a good look at him. But yeah, don't you guys feel so much safer knowing that camera's right there? Doesn't that make you guys feel a lot safer? People of Wayne, I mean, look at that. They replaced one camera right there. It doesn't appear that they ever replaced the second. Because it's weird, right? If that camera, which is identical to the previous one that was here, if that camera wasn't working, well, how come they didn't replace it? Kind of weird, right? Kind of makes you question. But this is the best part about it. This is how you know that this isn't just a leaky ship here, right? When you had a previous employee who was flipping somebody off through this window, who slammed a door, right? Let me zoom out so you can get a better, So I'm standing approximately like right here. Right, and she's like yelling, right? This is Lisa Kobani on May 20th, right? She's yelling and screaming, right? This door stays locked, right? So she's inside of this building, right? This door's locked, and she's calling the cops on me, making a false police report. Apparently that wasn't enough for her. So during that time, this window, you could see through it, right? And so, I'm standing outside this door, right, because she's flipping me off, yelling and screaming, "Fuck you!" trying to get my attention, obviously, right. And then, as she's calling the police, she forces the door open. I mean, just slams it open, right? Slams it into me, right, violently. And then the city of Wayne Police Department's response, of course, is to claim that camera, as well as the other camera, that this one's been replaced, right? But it used to be the exact same camera as that black one right there. Looks brand new, doesn't it? So apparently that one wasn't working, or apparently that one was working, I guess, because they haven't replaced it, but apparently this one wasn't. I don't know. The story keeps changing. But yeah, the city's response was to basically cover up for Lisa Kobani, right? They covered up for her. And then their other response was to black out this window, right? So a previous employee had already used this door as a deadly weapon, right? Tried to use it as a deadly weapon to inflict great bodily harm on somebody, right? And then she does that, and the city's response is to ensure that it happens again. But this time, right, the city, it's called like plausible deniability, right? So the city can basically claim, oh, well, nobody could see you, right? Nobody could see you standing there. So, we've already slammed the door into you once intentionally, but, now we're going to make it a little bit more plausible, right? That, well, you can't see, right? Which, of course, if the city of Wayne's about safety, right, then it seems like, this would be kind of a safety hazard, right? But the city of Wayne obviously doesn't care about safety. The city of Wayne, Ryan Strong, Ryan Cuck, Ryan Strong, Ryan Strong, right? And his degenerate, worthless fucks, right? Called the Wayne Police Department, his minions. They don't care about safety and, the law. They care about protecting their own. They care about protecting their paycheck, which is this municipal corporation right here, right? So they care about protecting the municipal corporation. They couldn't give a fuck less about you as a private citizen, other than how much money they can extract out of you. That's the only thing that they care about when it comes to you, is how much money can we how much money can we parasite out of you? Just like this right here. So, the city of Wayne previously apparently fucked up the previous registration. And so their response is, well, you can pay us to fix it. You can pay us to try again. And I find that response to be wildly inappropriate. But, it's Wayne. What would you guys expect in Wayne? Would you guys expect professionalism in Wayne? Because if you're expecting that, then my response to you would be piss in one hand and shit in the other and see what fills up faster, guys. Because that's Wayne for you. Yeah, they mess up the registration paperwork, and then they acknowledge they mess it up, but then they want you to pay for it again. So you got to pay for their mistakes. They'll admit they made a mistake, but you got to fix it. And you got to pay money. So interesting how that works. This seems to be a countrywide epidemic. Oh, for sure. Yeah, well, it all started once they made all these dope shops legal. Yeah, we'll give all the bums, we'll give them all dope. Let them smoke dope. Make them docile.
He was in first.
Oh, go ahead, buddy. I got time.
Yep.
I got time.
Yeah, Matt. Yep, 4113.
Let's see here. Get our form here filled out, I guess. I don't know if they even have a form. They got all the permits, though. They definitely got all those readily available. Any permits, anything, or they got to give you money, or you got to give them money. Yeah, see, they got all those. But they do not have the rental registration documentation. Must not be a too common, I don't know.
Yes.
Must be common enough. They got an ordinance saying you got to register, so. I just find it weird. The government forces you to comply with a law that they created, and then you follow it, and then they punish you for complying with it. It's weird. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Mm-hmm. But that's why we document, that's why we live stream. It makes it a lot harder to say, I didn't know, it's not what happened. But yeah, we're just waiting. Let these gentlemen take care of what they got to take care of first, because I'm sure they have a life and they'd much rather be spending it out there than in here. I can tell you that much. Yeah, I'm surprised they even have chairs.
When's the next available?
They got one chair. They got two chairs in here. But yeah, let's see their response to that too. They blocked out the windows, man. They don't want you looking in, man. They don't want the people seeing, man. What's going on in there, man? You can't know. It's a secret. Everything's a big secret, man. I love it. Oh, rejected. Document rejected.
once it's poured and.
Yeah, the lawsuit was
it has to be cut,
rejected. I got a
Okay.
formatting issue, guys. I'm correcting it right now, but
Okay.
yeah, it is.
Do I need to hang this on my door at all? Okay.
Make it visible.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
Hi, ma'am. What am I doing to help you today?
I need to make an appointment for inspection for a water line, something. We have this letter yesterday in the mail. And we, final inspection, for this house, we wanna sell it.
Have you started your for sale inspection yet?
Yes, it's this one.
I don't know who sent this letter. Give me a minute, try to figure out.
And if he thinks that the other trades need to come, then we'll have to schedule them, but as of now, it's
Just the one, okay, thank you.
thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Our turn is coming up, guys. Yeah, if these walls could talk, man, they would. The city of Wayne wouldn't even exist. If they had cameras in here, guys, where you could listen to what they say all day. Like if you had cameras over in there, just recording those dipshits, the shit you would uncover. That's why they're so hesitant to give out any FOIAs, right? They deny all these FOIAs. $537,000 they want for one FOIA. That should tell you everything you need to know about Wayne. They really don't want you to have those records. One has to ask the question, why? Because it would implicate them, obviously. You know, when you're doing really corrupt shit, you obviously don't want transparency and accountability and all that. That's horrifying. You know, so $537,000 for a year's worth of records pertaining to one person. I don't know. Seems a bit excessive to me, but you know, I digress. Yeah, I didn't list any prior cases on the complaint, so they rejected it. So I had to redo that portion real quick. Oh yeah, after about 3 or 4 attempts, it'll be good enough for them. Yeah, but I hate the circuit court. I hate the circuit court here. Well, you know why.
For this letter, you're gonna have to contact the Department of Public Works. The letter came from them. There's their phone number. I have nothing to do with this project. This
Okay.
is something they
So
need to address.
is the building is,
If you take Wayne Road and you go up past the Michigan Avenues, you go under the viaduct. If you're headed towards like Van Born, the first road on Forest, you're gonna make a left-hand turn. I can give you their address.
please,
This I can do on the 13th. I can do a 1 to 4.
okay, perfect.
Absolutely. Let me get that set up.
Let me get that set up so we can take your money. Take your money.
For real.
Well, hey, at least she's nice about it. A lot of them aren't even nice. They just take your money and tell you, get out of here. How dare you? How dare you bother me on my 2-hour lunch? Peasant. You're supposed to pay your taxes, not ask questions. No. Somebody's got to ask some questions. Don't feel bad. I got to give them money too. And I really don't want to give them money. I really don't, but give them their $100. Maybe they'll do something with it. No, they wouldn't do that.
Here is going to be their address. And then either you can call them or their address. You're going to need to get them.
This in Wayne too?
Yeah, it's right over here.
Okay.
Never mind. I've got you set up for the 13th between 1 and 4.
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome. You have a great day.
Thank you.
Okay, are we doing anything for you today?
Oh, yeah. I need to re-register.
You'll re-register?
Yeah.
You re-register.
Rental property.
Here's a landlord application, copy of your driver's license, we'll follow that. Leslie, I'm down to grab something for lunch. Once he's done, just get it processed.
Ooh, what the hell? All right, guys, so I'm gonna run you guys through how this process works, or how it's supposed to work,
So
'cause-
I'm not sure why you're re-registering, you're not due until 2027. So you're gonna.
because it wasn't properly
It
done.
has nothing to do with it being properly done. The registration was done. You have structure. You are having issue with the way the document was created. So you're having struggles with the numbers, your wife not being on it, and the dates every time we print it, correct? So redoing this isn't going to change it. You're just creating a new document. And then you're gonna pay a fee. If you don't mind, you're paying a fee that you're
Well,
not due
because
until
your previous
2027.
employee, apparently she doesn't work here, or died or something, so she messed it up. I'm trying to
She just
correct
didn't
it.
enter your building and she didn't mess it up. Your
Well, they
dates
did
are-
though, because
No.
the city of Wayne's relying upon this false document
not
to
a
try to
false
steal my
document.
property from me.
It's not a false document.
Oh, it
You
is. It
registered-
absolutely is.
you
It's not
registered-
accurate. You just acknowledged it's not
I did not
accurate.
say it was inaccurate.
Oh,
I
it's
said
not.
You registered.
So
your
that
property.
original application wasn't altered,
Your-
okay.
No, it was not altered.
That's why it was X'd out,
Okay,
guys.
anyways, you're gonna pay, I'm just.
I'm gonna,
aware.
it's called
I-
malicious
I-
compliance,
I want
Denise.
you to
Look it
understand
up,
that
look
you're
it up.
paying a fee.
I'm paying $100
You're
to
gonna
prove a
pay,
point.
no, you're paying
Yeah.
$60. You're not
Oh,
due until the
60.
27th,
Oh,
so I don't
okay.
wanna hear any complaint that
Additional.
you're paying a fee that you didn't need to pay.
No, I'm
right.
malicious compliance, guys. You guys know what that is? Right? The city's claiming that, this registration process, right? Well, I'll show you.
Get it filled out and
I'll show you how crazy this shit is, guys.
just so you understand.
Oh, I understand what you guys are doing.
Document from
I understand.
2024 is still the document.
I wish I didn't, but I do.
Your
The original document's still in
Okay.
play.
8 AM and 9
Well, that's fine, but whatever you say. I don't trust anything you guys say because you guys lie so much. It's hard to keep track of it. But let's see here. Do not include garages, huh? Okay.
Or you wanna call between 8 AM and 9 AM.
I don't know. Who knows, guys? Who knows? Property address.
What is the permit for?
Yeah, the city likes to pick and choose, guys, so it's called malicious compliance. Oh, I'll comply. Absolutely, I'll comply.
This is, a rental or this is for sale?
Let's see here.
But I don't know if we can come back today.
Check one. Okay.
Yeah, let me put you on hold and see if he answers. Hold on, please.
Well, let's see here. Let's do 5 units again. Five rooms. Let me put rooms now. Owner address, same. Yeah. I'm gonna show you guys this though. This is how this process works, because you're required by law, by their law, to follow this permit scheme. You don't have a choice, apparently.
Hey, sorry to bother you, I know it's lunchtime. There was an address of 5004 Hayes. He says he's quite far away and I thought you were calling him to tell him that I need to be there. I did explain to him we don't do that, but he's wanting to know if there's a possibility of me coming back today.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so tell him yes between 1 and 4, but you don't have he's like looking for a time because of his traveling. Okay, thank you, sorry. Appreciate you. All right, bye. Hello? Okay, so he does have an appointment at 1:30. He said he could be there between 2 and 2:30 if you want to wait. Okay, so I'm gonna reschedule you for that time today. And normally they can't fit it in, but he said he had a late afternoon, so. All right, you're all set then. You're welcome back.
Inspection every 2 years. Okay. Let's see here, guys. Do not include garages, huh? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, 1484. I apologize, guys. See that right there? Ordinance 1484. You guys see that? You guys do see that, right? Though. So, I said 1486. I got it wrong. I apologize, guys. So much to keep track of. It's hard to, I'll be honest. So here's the final application, guys, just so you see it.
Is this helping you? I'm not sure what's going on.
I don't know. I guess she said
If I
fill it out and give it to you, I guess.
I did overhear her explain that you aren't due to pay for this and we're not.
Well, I understand that, but there's been just too many
Why do you
issues
wanna
with the
pay again?
previous.
I would not, if I were in your shoes, I wouldn't pay for something that's already paid in full until the actual due date.
Yeah, I normally wouldn't, but given the tax tribunal case and given the fact that the original registration had so many issues, I just.
So the original registration is valid and good and paid up until the year of 2027, so there's really no issue.
Well, then why do we have a tax tribunal case? Why is the
Why is
city
there
claiming I
one?
don't live at this house?
They say you don't live at the house.
Yeah.
I'm not sure everybody knows you live there, so
Wow.
I'm not sure.
Thank you for saying
And then
that,
this
but.
has nothing to do with that. This is just a rental registration.
Well, no, this is what
Citizenship.
the city's basing their proof that I don't live in the city on, is this rental registration, so. I normally wouldn't wanna give you guys more money earlier, but, I see that this has been revised, 1/20/26, so this was recently.
So the only revision we did is we added a space for people to add their email, because a lot of people do stuff through email now.
Yeah.
So that's the revised, form. The other one just didn't have a spot for people's email address.
I got you. No, I mean, ideally I wouldn't like to, but I guess better be safe than sorry. I got a case
Yeah,
coming
I mean,
up.
I really don't feel good about taking money that we don't need to take from you because you have a valid one that clearly has an expiration.
It's
date
not
of
valid enough,
2027.
so I need another one apparently.
And who's telling you you need another one?
Well,
know
I
it's
mean,
not this
logic. I mean,
department.
I get
So
I
when
get a
do
tax
my
bill.
No, when I do my rental letters, I send them out accordingly, and I haven't sent you a renewal yet because you're not due.
I understand
So
that.
don't
I
know
understand
who's
that, but there
forcing you to pay when you don't need to pay.
there was a previous employee here who apparently there was some.
No, she didn't do anything, because I looked at the paperwork myself, when we got a email request, so she didn't do anything wrong. So I do wanna explain to you that when we reprint papers for people, for some reason, it prints out the day of printing. But in our computer, it shows your original dates. So if you're asking about the date, that may be why, when we print something out, it prints out with the current date.
I mean,
So that's how the printer must be set up. But as
I don't
far
know.
as you paying again and you thinking she did anything wrong, she did absolutely everything correct. So I'm not sure who's telling you that.
Because
it's
I have a tax tribunal case coming up where the city's using
So-
this as the sole basis for me not living at my
That-
property.
I think
And so
they may
I-
be confused, they may say that, so when you have a rental property in the city of Wayne,
Mhm.
you, your homestead would be 0, meaning that it's a rental property, and maybe that's what you're talking about, the homestead?
Yeah, no,
So that would be for tax purposes, and that would be assessing. And
well,
they may
well,
be able to
yeah,
explain
but then
that.
assessing sends me back over here, and I know what you're referring to, that's
And
called the
assessing
principal
is telling
residence
you to
exemption.
pay again?
No, I'm just doing this just for the
No,
court.
But you don't need to.
I don't need to, but I also shouldn't have to go to the tax tribunal to prove that I live at my house, but I do, so here we are.
Okay, so then I guess my next question
Mhm.
is, so this is your rental property, you're
My
living-
home.
You're living in your home, but you're renting out rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that would be something like maybe a boarding house type boarding
Well,
house.
that's what the previous lady had said, and
But you're
that,
living in the home, so
Mhm.
that's a little, your circumstances are just a little different.
I don't know, I don't think I'm the only guy in the city of Wayne who's ever rented out a bedroom. I think plenty of people probably have
Well-
Airbnbs and, well, smaller lots too, smaller houses, but I know I have a big lot, so I have extra space, extra rooms.
Right.
And I'm military, I have friends who are military, so if a friend calls me and says, hey, I need a place to stay, I'm gonna say, welcome home, brother. But apparently that's,
Well, that is okay and everything with you, I mean, you're the one that came into us and said you wanted to register, because I remember when you came.
yeah,
in.
because you guys have an ordinance, 1484, if I don't register, you guys will put me in jail. So I have to do this.
I think jail's extreme.
It
But-
says misdemeanor's 90
You have
days
a
in jail.
second, so I can
Yeah,
call Denise, because I want to see how she wants to handle it, but I know that you don't need to pay again.
okay, well, I'll pay it, it's not a big deal.
So if you want to update your registration form. you
That's what I
can,
tried to do, they said I couldn't do
But you
it.
don't have to pay again.
She
No,
said I
if
had
you-
to pay again, I have the
Denise
video.
said that, she did not say that, I heard her. I was
She said,
listening.
yes, she said
you
if I
already
want,
paid up, you
I have to
don't.
get a whole new registration, I have to get a whole new number at the top right corner.
No, we don't, so when we update, your registration number does not change.
Okay,
Just your form gets updated, meaning maybe you updated an address or maybe you updated a phone number. Your original one's not gonna change, we're just gonna add the updates, so if you update.
please
something-
add the updates, that's, I mean,
Yeah, I
at the,
can
at
scan
the
this
bare
in and I
minimum, I
can
mean, please.
Update if you have any changes.
I'll pay you, it don't matter.
You don't need to pay, cause you don't pay for updates.
Well, she was saying you couldn't update it, that it was a special person and I had to
A
file a
special
FOIA to
person?
get the information, and I'm like,
No, so when you file a FOIA, that's if you wanna get previous permit information and things like that. That's a whole different, that.
well, I don't know,
Have
I'm
to
being
file a
told,
fo-
I'm being told
Listen,
so
you don't have
much.
to file a FOIA just to update your information
Well,
on your
I would hope
form.
not, but that's
So I
what I
think
would.
maybe you're getting a little confused.
I
with what's-
apparently I'm getting
what-
very confused.
Yeah, I think you're a little confused.
I'm very confused. I'm so confused, guys. Please, could you spare some change for a beggar? Oh, man. Oh, how are you guys doing today, though? You guys doing all right? I'm doing all right. I've got my little flower pen with me, and it's pretty colors. I like it. Yeah, I'm very confused, guys. I'm very confused. Yeah. Might be losing it, guys. Might be losing my marbles here. It's possible. Traumatic brain injuries in the Army, yeah, they can do you in after a while. But man, I don't know. I'm confused, but I don't know if it's me. But I'll just say it's me. I'll say it's me. I'm confused. This is why we live stream, guys, because things get confusing and I don't have the best memory, you know. Traumatic brain injuries and A lot of dope being smoked, and it's lucky I even remember my own name. Honestly. But that's okay. We all make mistakes.
When I look at this and I look at the information in there, it all looks the same, but I still scan this in for you, so then I just put that this is an updated registration form, but you don't
Okay.
have to pay, because you're not
Okay,
due. So
well,
I'm
thank
not
you. I
gonna charge
appreciate it,
you.
young lady. I appreciate that.
I'm not gonna charge you, so I don't know if you wanna hold on to this for yourself.
Yeah, I'll hold on to it. I appreciate it though.
Yep, and I mean, if there's anything else you're confused on, you can ask me. If I can help you, I'll help you. If not, I'll find someone who can.
Okay, well, I mean, it's, I don't think I'm so much confused. It's just, I feel like there's a disconnect between this office and the assessment office.
Well, so yeah,
You know.
every department is different. Like, I wouldn't be able to go over to assessing and know what her job. So
No, I know,
She wouldn't be
I
able to
know.
come to here and know what I do.
I know.
So even though we're all the city of Wayne, you know, we do, if we have questions, we do call each other, email each other. So we are one city, but each department has different things that they do.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be able to help you with assessing. I can only say,
No, I appreciate what you did today. You helped me out. I appreciate it.
yeah.
You didn't take my money, so you're my friend.
I don't wanna charge.
We're
you for
friends now.
something you don't need to pay
Yeah,
for.
we're friends now. You're on my good list now.
Okay, good.
So thank you, man.
Thank you, take care.
You too. She was a better than most. I'll give her that, man. You know, she didn't take my money. That's weird, man. They don't want my money now. They don't want it. They don't want me to change that registration, man. It's weird. The whole thing's weird, but it's all weird around here. But you know, that's how we like it. That's how we like it. So yeah, guys, I didn't have to spend $100 today. That's nice. That's nice. But yeah, I'm still a little, I don't know. If you guys paid attention to the previous live streams, there was some conflicting information that was relayed, right, previously, right? I was told I couldn't update it. You can't know who updated it. You got to get a FOIA. That's what Denise said. Just kind of said a bunch of bullshit to get me to go away. And, you know, of course, they like to call the cops on me every fucking time they can, you know. So I'm like, well, I don't want to fucking, you know, I don't want to see the cops. Like, who the fuck wants to deal with the cops, man? Like, even if you're cool with me, even if I'm cool with you, like, I don't want to fucking deal with the cops, right? So. Yeah, the whole thing is just, it's fucking, yeah, it's wild shit, guys. But she's good, though. I appreciate her not taking my money like that, but I don't think she took it because, you know, she's like, well, you're not due for registration. I said, well, I know, right? But, you know, she's sitting there saying, well, obviously, you know, everyone knows you live there. And it's like, well, the city of Wayne's claiming I don't, you know? They're claiming I fucking don't. So, I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. But yeah, we're driving by the tax assessor's office, so let's just see if we can get her card or when she's available. I think it's tomorrow. I don't know, I just want to know the hours. So I got to ask her a question about PRE and all that. And boarding house, right? You see, you keep hearing that term boarding house, boarding house, boarding house. Right? Those are their terms, not mine. But yeah, we're back at Wayne City Hall here. City of Wayne City Hall. And yeah, we're trying to see about tax assessor when she's available. When she's available. Do. Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
What time tomorrow does the tax assessor come in? What time's her hours tomorrow?
The tax assessors here on Mondays from 10 to 4:30 and Wednesdays from 1 to 4:30.
Oh, Wednesday. Okay. Okay, so I have to wait until Monday. Okay. Yeah, I thought for some reason I thought Friday. I don't know why.
Mondays and Wednesdays.
Ain't nobody working on Friday. No, hell no. I appreciate it. Well, I know you guys do, but I'm saying the big wigs, you know, they ain't doing much on Friday, man. That's asking a lot. But I know you can't comment on that. I'll comment for you though. But yeah, I appreciate it. I'll come back Monday. You have a good weekend. Oh man. What up? Let me return the favor.
Oh, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right. So yeah, tax assessor Monday, guys. We'll go talk to her. That's about it, though, right? I mean, nothing really else more to report to you guys today. Kind of a slow Thursday. I'm gonna go to Home Depot, get a bunch of trees. Get a bunch of those trees planted. I got 4 more. See, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, not 5, but 4. So I hope that we can figure this out. Right? I mean, obviously, just like the lady said, I mean, obviously you live there, and blah blah blah. You know, right? It should be obvious to anybody, but I can't take any chances, guys. I mean, we're talking about my fucking home here. We're talking about my life. Everything I've ever worked for, man. Everything I've ever worked for in my entire life is wrapped up into that property. And, yeah, it's just strange, you know. It's all strange, man. I don't know. Where's the love at? You know, where's the love? The straight love, right? Where is it? You know, where's the straight love at, guys? Midway. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like, you know, I mean, do I ever feel like regretful about like some of the nasty things I've said about certain people? Of course. Right? But then you're just like, man, you know, it's not like so much that I'm personally against a particular person. It's just like the entity as a whole, man, is just so, it doesn't, you know, like it contradicts itself constantly, right? The whole government does in Wayne. It just contradicts itself. It contradicts itself. And, you know, one person says this, the other one says that. You know, you never know what you're going to get, man. And I don't like living like that, guys. I really like to have some stability. I like to have some, what would be the word? Some semblance of normalcy, maybe a semblance of normalcy, maybe a semblance of consistency, right? I like consistency. I like to have some, you know, I understand like life's unpredictable. You can't predict the future and all that, blah, 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 right? But like, why do we have to have such a dysfunctional corporation, municipal corporation? Why do we gotta have such a dysfunctional government? Shouldn't, right? And just like you guys saw how easy it is to make a phone call from across the street, right? The tax assessing office is playing stupid and dumb like they don't know that I live here. Like what are we talking about? I mean, how many times has the city of Wayne come to my house? How many times have they sent the police and fire departments to my house? And how many times have I been there, right? Day or night, you know, fire, no fire, it doesn't matter. I'm there, right? But then they're claiming I don't live there. It's like, well, how the fuck does that work? You know? Like, I don't know. It's just, it's cuckoo shit, man. Makes you go cuckoo. But then they'll say you're confused, you're crazy, smoking too much dope, whatever. And it's like, maybe so. Maybe fucking so, guys. But I'm still not wrong. You know? Like, yeah, I might be a little confused and I might be, you know, a little hungover from all the dope. And, you know, I was a crack baby growing up, right? My mom was a crack whore, so, you know, it's possible. But I don't think so. I don't see it, guys. I don't see it. Like, I know I got a screw loose or whatever, but I don't think to the extent that they're claiming, right? Like, you can be mentally ill and still be correct, right?
factually correct. So, you know, I think that mental illness is kind of just like stereotyping, right? It's just kind of like, it's kind of like stigmatizing somebody, right? You stigmatize them, and kind of that's a way to discredit them, right? So that way you don't have to focus on the merits of the arguments, right? The crux of the issue. You can just kind of avoid that, right? By just saying, oh, this person's just confused. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, all these different things are being said. They all contradict. Of course I'm fucking confused. Doing what you're doing. He said, I'm not going to take your money. I said, well, damn, you know, awfully nice of you not to take my $100 or $60 or whatever. I was more than happy to let it go. I had already mentally prepared myself in my brain that, you know, I was already losing that money. So I don't know, maybe I'll donate the money to somebody. I don't know. Go to bed, dude. It's like fucking 12 o'clock in the it's like just after 12:30 noon, bro. You know, it's 12:30, I guess, p.m. And you want me to go to bed at 12:30 p.m.? Give it to me. What do you want me to give to you, though? That's the question, buddy. What is it that you want? You got to be very specific, you know, because words can be ambiguous, right? And I don't want to make any ambiguous or vague assumptions, right? I like to have, I don't know, after the city of Wayne and all their, you know, vague bond conditions and words and all, like, I just don't have I don't have the ability to listen to non-specific language, right? Like, I'm very weary whenever I see vague or arbitrary language, right? Anything that's ambiguous, I get nervous. I start sweating like Floyd Mayweather sweats if you put a book in front of him, right? I start sweating, right? Oh, shit. I have not been to bed yet in the money, bro. What money? You want some money? You want the $60? Send your address. I'll send you the 60. What are you going to spend it on? That's the question. What the fuck are you going to spend $60 on? Or $100, right? Because I was prepared to give $100 away. I was prepared. I woke up this morning and said, you know, I feel like maliciously complying today, right? So I did. And you know, they said, oh no, we're not going to take your money. No, you live there, McFarlin. I'm like, I'm glad you know. You're saying the quiet part out loud. I like you. I like you. So, she's our friend, I guess. You have bug spray. You have bug spray. Yeah, I do. I do have a can of off. Who the fuck is this? Is this Zan, bro? Are you scared to comment? Are you scared to comment? Is this Zanny? Is this your burner account? Are you scared to comment? Are you scared to be associated with me now? Because I said the hard R. Oh no, he said hard R. Oh no. That's funny. DoorDash takes a lot of gas. Yeah. Well, it depends on what you're driving, dude. What the fuck are you driving there? $100 in gas? God, where the fuck where are you going, dude? You going to Ohio or something? West Virginia? Where the fuck are you going on $100 in gas, dude? I just got done doing a live stream. This is my other channel. Yeah. Sure it is, buddy. Sure it is. Wink, wink. No, just admit it. You don't want to be associated with the real ones. You don't want to be associated with that raw, that savageness, right, of 007, right? That motherfucker could pop off at any moment. He could go berserk at any second. He could crash out at any moment. Well, I saw your live stream this morning, I guess it was like last night, or I don't know, it's 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Is that considered like late night or early morning? I don't know, but yeah, I saw you on your bicycle, on your on your tricycle. That's funny. Oh fuck. I was reading those comments too. I couldn't take it. My heart couldn't take it. I was like, God damn, this motherfucker. I said, holy shit. Yeah, that bike that you stole out of my garage, you piece of shit. Yeah, you motherfucker stole my bike. That's what I was thinking when I was watching that live stream. I was like, hey, my bike! Hey! Hey, that's my bike! Get back here! You know, I'm gonna do that though. I'm gonna fucking troll you one of these days, buddy. I'm gonna call the Wade PD on your bitch ass. Yeah, that's my dad's best friend's bike. Yeah. No, that's my bike, motherfucker. You know what? I got something for you. Here's what I'm gonna do for you. Oh fuck. So I'm gonna call the Wayne PD on your ass. I'm gonna say, hey, this motherfucker. I'm gonna say he stole my bike, took it out of my garage. The motherfucker kicked my ass. I'm gonna slap myself in the face and shit. No, I'm just kidding. I can do all that. But that'd be funny as fuck if I did though. If I called him and said, hey, that motherfucker stole my bike. And he's trying to sue you. He's getting ready to sue you. McFarlin's gonna pay for his lawsuit. That motherfucker stole my bike. Fuck his lawsuit. They're gonna come get you, man. They're gonna come fucking get you. They're gonna say, damn. Yeah, don't think they're your friend, man. They love to make you into a criminal. To give you a case, baby. Give you a big, fat ass case. That's what they love to do to you. Give you a nice, big ass case. You better sue them before they give you that case, dude. Because that way, if you sue them, right? Listen, Zan, you got to think about it. Regardless if you win or lose, right? If you sue them and then they later retaliate against you, well, now you have something to point to and say, well, this is why they're coming after me. Right? You got to sue. I mean, you got to let me pay for you to sue. There's just no way around it, dude. There's no way around it. Money cannot be a factor here, right? It just cannot be a factor, right? Like I was willing, like I just spent $180 for a FOIA lawsuit complaint, and then I got $175 refunded. I lost $5 because I didn't format it correctly. I didn't add the previous cases language and all that bullshit. So now, I had to redo it. I'm about to resubmit it. But, I was going to spend $180, right? Just for what? To probably lose, right? Because that's just how it is, right? You're dealing with the courts, and the courts obviously aren't fair and just, right? So that's that's your recourse, right? So, if I'm going to spend $180 on a FOIA lawsuit, which I think it's a good lawsuit, I think it's got merit, $537,000 for a fucking FOIA. I mean, come on, but nah, dude, you gotta sue him, buddy. No, we gotta sue him. I'm suing you for him. I don't give a fuck laid off or making no money. I'm barely keeping gas in my car, dude. I got a fucking big old pile of wood, dude. It ain't never gonna stop. You know damn well if you need some cash, you can set your happy ass outside in 90 degrees smoldering hot fucking weather, and you can split this firewood. And I might even get you, I might even tip you, dude. I might even give you the real tip that you're really looking for, right? Not money in your G-string type of tip either, all right? We're talking the real deal tip here. Yeah. But we can give you a tip, though. We can definitely keep you working. We can keep you occupied. Like I said, dude, here's what I'm going to do for you, Zan. Because this is, the people of Wayne need you. Yeah, I mean, I got bug spray, of course. Of course I got bug spray. But yeah, I mean, I definitely can hook you up with that. As far as giving you $60 or $100 to put gas in your car so you can DoorDash, aka go to your boyfriend's house and hang out with him. I'm not gonna do that. But if you want to run the fire, if you want to split the firewood, obviously you know where I stay at. I'll let you take as many cig breaks and monster breaks as you want, right? Like, no problem. But yeah, I mean but no, as far as like, the lawsuit goes, yeah, I mean, I'll pay for the lawsuit, dude. I'll pay for the one against Westland too, dude. What the fuck? All I ask is that you work it off, or you just pay me off when you get a job. You know, I'm not asking for interest. I'm not a Jew, right? I'm not fucking Jewish. I'm not asking for extra shekels, right? I'm not sitting here going, hey, buddy, you know, you gotta pay me interest and fucking, you know, I'm not calling you kafir and all that. You know, I'm not running a plantation, right? If you want your lawsuit funded, fuck, I'll help you draft the lawsuit, right? I'll draft 99.9% of your lawsuit and have you sign it. Right? Have you sign it, look it over, change a few words. Now it's your own, buddy. You can plagiarize my lawsuit. You can plagiarize my shit, dude. You know, there's just simply, even if you go into court and you don't know what to do and you say nothing, right, on the record, it's still just having something on paper, explaining your sides of the events, explaining the facts, what actually occurred, what can we prove occurred, what do we see on video. But you got to give me that fucking police report, dude. I mean, I'll go down and get it. You know, I'll tell you what, I did tell you I'd go down and get it. So I'll go down and get it. I'll pay for it. Just like, you know, betas pay for pussy, right? I'll pay for it, right? I'll fucking pay for it, guys. I'm gonna pay for it, Zanny. I'm gonna go get your ROA. I need your fucking police report number, dude. You gotta give me the report number, dude. You gotta give me something, dude. The date it happened, the date you got arrested, and the police report number. Give me those two things. I will get everything else for you. I will get all the evidence gathered. I will fucking help you draft the lawsuit. I'll have you look it over. I'll prep you. You know, I'll have you go in there with the Wizinator, with your sack tucked back, and you know, we'll give it a chance. We'll give it a shot. At the very least, it sends a message to the city of Wayne that their type of antics is unacceptable, right? So don't worry about what could happen. Could I win? Could I lose? You know, you probably will lose, right? That's just what you got to accept, right? You got to accept that the system is designed to protect itself, and every once in a while, you know, they'll throw you a bone, but don't expect anything, right? But at the very least, you're creating what's called a judicial record. You're creating a record of some events that occurred, and you never know, right? That seems like the city of Wayne's go-to is the interference charge. That is their go-to placeholder criminal charge, right? When they don't have anything to charge you with, the city of Wayne, it's kind of like the adjustment disorder diagnosis, right? In psychiatry or psychology. So adjustment disorder is basically like, it's a placeholder diagnosis, right? It's like you go to a shrink or a doctor, psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever, and you tell them you're having problems. Obviously you have a problem, but they don't really know exactly what your problem is, or maybe your problem, it doesn't necessarily reach the severity of major depression or generalized anxiety disorder or some other more serious diagnosis. So they diagnose you with adjustment disorder because, well, they got to have something there to build the insurance, right? Well, the same concept applies to the interference ordinance in the city of Wayne, right? Their interference ordinance, well, that's just a catch-all, right? That's just like, hey, we don't have anything legitimately to charge you with, but you obviously upset our egos, and, you know, that's obviously the biggest crime that a private citizen can commit in America is offending the egos of tyrants, right? That is where, I mean, that's essentially a death sentence in this country, so that's why you got charged, was because you mouthed off and you exercised your First Amendment and you told the officer basically to fuck off, kick rocks. You know, I would have said a lot more. I'd have told him I was going to fuck his wife and I just creamed in his wife's pussy and I'm going to go make him go home and eat it out. I would have really added some layers to that insult, but you know, I get it. You were just trying to, you know, live your life, and you were walking away trying to be unmolested, and you got molested, and yeah, I mean, why should you put up with that? Because you understand, by you not filing that lawsuit, you're essentially saying that what they did was okay, and it's not. It's not. Yeah, talk to me about it in a few hours. I'll hit you up. I'm sure if you dig through my paperwork, I'll find something. kind of like Westland. They love to catch speeders, but then painting traffic. But then they get them with a impeding traffic, so it's $180 at no point. Yeah, I mean that's their go-to, right? It's be falsely tough on crime and then let the people off, right? Because they don't really care about the crime. They don't care about the victim. They just want to make a profit. That's all the state of Michigan gives a fuck about is, you know, you want to talk about Jews being greedy. No. Look at the state of Michigan. It might be run by Jews, but I don't think so. But they definitely took a page out of the Jewish textbook. They took a page out of the Torah, right? And these people are all about their fucking money, dude. They're all about their money. The whole justice system, it's all about money. All about money. Which obviously, you know, you guys know. It's not like I'm telling you some sort of a revelation here, right? It's not like I'm telling you some sort of a fucking just, you know, unheard of, never before been conceived of thought, right? Like, obviously you guys know this shit. Our future want to be governor is. Our future wannabe governor is. What? Which one? Who are you talking about? You talking about Benson? You talking about John James? Who are you talking about? Anthony Hudson? Who the fuck you talking about? Want to be. Our future want to be governor is. What, Benson? Well, it's either going to be Benson or James, obviously. And you know, John James is all right, but he's not particularly. I don't know. He's not well liked. You know, like he's all right, but I mean, he's better than Benson, right? I mean, the fucking literally an AIDS sandwich is better than Benson, right? Yeah, Benson. Yeah, she's probably going to be the next governor, guys, because people in Michigan are, well, I don't know. Retarded would be a good place to start, right? That would be a good kind of a building point to start upon, right? And they are retarded, without a doubt, but I don't know. I think it's more than just retarded, being retarded. I think it's more along the lines of, like, the voters of Michigan, they're parasites, right? At the end of the day, you know, people want free shit. Nobody wants to work, right? Which obviously, right? I mean, I'm not criticizing, right? I'm not saying like all, you know, people that don't want to work are bad. That's not what I'm saying, right? It's completely natural and normal and human to like want to be lazy and kind of like, you know, take the shortcuts and, you know, just kind of leisurely chill and, you know, get free shit, have somebody else pay for it. Like, that's kind of like the American way, you know. That's kind of like America in a nutshell, really. But you know, obviously we need workers, we need people to actually do the work. I know that's hard to believe, but yeah, we do need workers and all that, and, you know, we can't not have people, right? We gotta have somebody working. But yeah, I mean, Michigan voters by and large don't work, right? I'd say like half of the population, it seems like, is on some form of welfare or another. There's not a lot of good high-paying jobs in Michigan, right? There's not a bunch of diverse industries in Michigan. Yeah, I mean, Michigan, yeah, it's a big state population-wise, but as far as economic development, it's very middle of the road or the bottom of the road. You know, it's not a good scenario in Michigan. You know, so you know, I get it. I understand why people who don't really seem to have much hope in this state would want free shit. They've just kind of given up, and I get it. Like, it makes perfect sense. Nothing's free. Everything comes with a cost. Well, yeah, I agree, right? But you got to understand, right? To somebody, right? Like, you see Elon Musk becoming a trillionaire. You see more and more millionaires and billionaires, you know, being created every single day in this country. And yet, you know, you're making like $12 an hour, barely fucking scraping by. I mean, or that's your options, right? Your options are to go to like work for like $12 an hour or something, or $15 an hour or something. Like that's your option, right? That's what you get to look forward to. Like I understand why people say fuck it, right? And just say, you know, I'm not going to partake in this economy, and you know. So yeah, I agree that everything comes at a cost, but like, what's the cost of, you know, unfettered capitalism, right? What's the cost of, you know, capitalism without any checks and balances, and you know, effectively, you know, we socialize business. We what's the word? We socialize the losses, right? Businesses can't fail. Too big to fail, right? Well, if businesses are too big to fail, private businesses, then, you know, that obviously kind of shows, like, hey, you know, this isn't real capitalism. I mean, it's not, you know, but it is, though. I mean, this is the closest form of capitalism that we have in the world. And, yeah, it's not exactly producing, you know, equal results, right? So, yeah, I understand why people just say fuck it and give up. You know, I understand. I get it. I completely understand. And in a lot of cases, it's a completely rational response to say, you know, things are not particularly working out for me in this world, and you know, I'm not having the success I thought I was going to have, and so yeah, people get discouraged, right? People get fed up. One sec, guys. I want to get into a little rant with you. Give me 1 sec. 1 sec. So, yeah, basically, you know, I understand, right, what you're saying. But I also think people are realizing, younger people especially, are realizing that, you know, there's a lot of bottlenecks in the economy. Yeah, we're back, guys. So yeah, people are realizing that there's a bit of a bottleneck in the economy, right? And it's just simple math, guys. Like, everybody can't have a job, right? Like, my heartfelt belief is that there just aren't enough jobs out there, right? There just simply is not enough jobs available for everyone to prosper. I believe that 100%. And so, you know, people like to sell this idea, like, you know, that there's unlimited resources and money and opportunities and the like. And I'm not saying that, you know, if you work hard you can't succeed. I'm not saying that at all, right? But this idea that, well, you know, everyone can be a functional, productive, rational, contributing member of society, I just, biblically, yeah, right? Everybody has value, right? Everyone is a creation of God, right? But like, politically speaking, no, there's a lot of people that are just straight up parasites, right? They're just straight up, they're a net negative on society. Now, there's varying levels of degree to that, right? But it's not as simple as, you know, oh, you just go work hard, get a job, right? It's like a lot of people do that. A lot of people get laid off. A lot of people get laid off, can't find previous, you know, suitable employment, right? And the biggest problem in this country is underemployment, right? Or non-suitable employment, right? Where, yeah, somebody might technically be employed, right? They might technically have a job, but that job that they're doing doesn't require the skill set or the education level that they have, and therefore they're overqualified for that role, right? So a lot of people can't even get jobs because they're considered overqualified for certain roles, or they don't have enough experience, right? I mean, there's always something, right? You know, you could be 40 years old and, well, you don't have enough experience in this particular type of software. There's always the goalposts always get moved, right? Or let's say you worked at a company, you had a job, you made 80 grand a year, but then you get laid off, and then now you can only find a job for 30 grand a year, right? Well, I can understand why some people go, you know, I spent my whole life climbing this ladder, and then now I got, you know, thrown off the ladder, and now I'm expected to start back from square one and reclimb the ladder. I can understand why somebody in their 40s or 50s or 30s or 60s or whatever age, I can understand why someone goes, you know what, fuck that, I'm not doing that. And I don't necessarily think that's laziness. I don't think that's like being a parasite. I think that's just human nature, right? I think human nature is one where, you know, you want to obviously have resources to survive, but most people, that's all they want, right? Most people, they just want resources to survive and, you know, maybe a little extra, but they're not looking to hoard billions and billions and billions of dollars, right? You're not looking to hoard, which is unfortunately one of the common themes that happens in this country is you get a lot of people that just hoard and, you know, pillage, and whatever's left over, that's what you get right? So, yeah, I don't know. I just think it's all kind of unimpressive. But I don't think like the answers are as simple as like, oh, just, you know, just knuckle down, and, you know, like there just simply aren't enough jobs out there for everybody, right? And with AI and all that, I don't see it, guys. I look around and I see all these struggling businesses. A lot of them aren't very busy, and you're just like, yeah, I don't see where money's being made collectively, right? Obviously, you know, people are making money, but I don't know. I just think it's unrealistic to expect everyone to contribute. And it'd be nice, right? But there's honestly too many people here as there is, and there's not that many jobs out there, guys. It really isn't. I mean, especially jobs that pay a living wage and, you know, a job that you can actually afford to live on, right? I mean, some jobs, right, they're like net negatives, like you lose money or you break even, right? I mean, it's fucked up, guys. It's not a good economy. I mean, I got 4 or 5 hustles, right? And they're all like, everybody's struggling, man. Everybody's struggling. So it comes at a cost, yeah, I mean, but the cost of what, right? The cost of, you know, I mean, what's the solution though? You know, because I mean, like, I'm not a communist, I'm not a socialist, and I'm damn sure not a parasite, but I'll be honest with you guys, like, I'm not a big fan of trillionaires, right? I'm not a big fan of billionaires and trillionaires. I don't know. I think at some point you got to go, well, damn, you know. And I get it. The government's going to parasite, and they're going to waste tax money, right? I get it. I understand it full well why people don't want to pay taxes, because the money's not being utilized for its sole intention, right? It's not being utilized, so I get it. But, you know, I just don't like, you know, like with the EBT and the SNAP benefits, like, you know, taking away food from poor people because billionaires need another yacht. I mean, I can't get behind that. I can't get behind that level of bootlicking. Like, yeah, obviously I want people to, you know, to make money and have a life, right? And keep their money, but, you know, also, I get it, but I don't think there's a solution outside. I don't think voting is the solution. Let me put it that way. I don't see how voting's solving anything. Because it's really weird how these systems kind of keep rolling and rolling, no matter if this guy's in charge or that guy's in charge. It all seems to kind of work the same way. So I don't know. I look at it and I go, yeah, it kind of seems like the system is designed to work the way it does regardless of who is in power, right? Regardless of who is in leadership. So yeah, I don't know. I complex questions, complex solutions. I don't know. I don't think you can just penalize people for being human, though. In the sense, like, okay, you know, somebody wants to do the bare minimum, you know, work just enough to make money and then live their life. Like, I don't think that's a problem per se, you know. I mean, there's solutions to the affordable housing, but the government won't allow it, right? Like trailer parks, right? Trailer parks are a great economical solution to expensive housing costs. Because you can have single wide trailer parks that are done right, that are clean, that are, you know, not ghetto as fuck. Like, you know, I just passed one in Farmington Hills here. You know, driving through Farmington Hills, and, you know, nice little trailer park, affordable options for people. Governments don't want it. Local municipalities don't like that. They want single-family dwellings, or they, better yet, now they want multi-families. They want the townhomes and anything where the taxes. They want money. Trailer parks, there's no money. There's not as much money. But once you understand that all of this is just this is a self-serving entity. That's designed to essentially to justify its existence, right? Once you understand that all of the, well, we're doing this for the people, for that's all like, it's like a corporation, right? Making decisions and then saying, oh, we're doing it for our employees, we're doing it for our shareholders. No, you guys are doing it for your fucking selves. You might be doing it for your shareholders, right? But the shareholders are not your employees. Right. But the government, the local governments look at taxpayers as basically like, you're just kind of like an employee, right? Except you're paying them, right? So it's like not really, it's like slavery, right? Kind of. But essentially, though, what you end up with is a system that exists to, well, justify itself, right? I mean, that's probably the simplest way to put it. You know, it's kind of like the government treats us like a corporation treats its employees, right? basically as a slave, as an expendable resource. And yeah, those all, we're here to protect our employees. It's like, no, you're here to protect your brand. You're here to protect the corporation, right? The shareholders, if you will. But it's all a lie, you know. Like, it's just like the city of Wayne. Oh, we're doing this to protect residents. You guys don't give a fuck about residents. You guys don't give a fuck about residents. You know, like explain the logic. So, you know, like me, right? Let's take my case for instance, right? So you guys claim that I'm a disabled veteran, I have mental illness, all this sort of stuff. Well, what benefit would prosecuting somebody under a law that doesn't exist? What benefit, right? Breaking into someone's property that you think is mentally ill to enforce a law that don't exist, right? To enforce a policy, non-law, call it a law when you know it's not a law, and then pretend otherwise, right? Make the guy go through a year's worth of hell where he's got to defend a accusation that's based on literally nothing, right? And then to try to force that person into jail and probation, like what's the benefit to that person, right? Like who does that serve, right? Who's safer as a result of that prosecution? Because by all metrics, it seems that the city of Wayne has done nothing other than to provoke and antagonize me by their own admission, right? By their own admission, right? So obviously what they've done hasn't worked and isn't working. And but the city of Wayne still presses on. So of course you got to ask the question: well, who are these actions benefiting? Who are these actions designed to benefit? Because it certainly isn't me, and it doesn't appear to be any of my neighbors, right? So who's benefiting from these decisions that are made, right? Who's benefiting, right? Who's being protected? That's the thing. Who's protected? Well, nobody. So by their own standard, by their own criteria, they fail. Somebody has a bonfire in their backyard. Who's that hurting? Like, really, who's that hurting? Whose life is in danger? Well, nobody wants to smell your smoky fire pit. It's like, okay. Well, the courts have already ruled. You're not guaranteed absolute peace and quiet in perfectly clean air all the time, everywhere you go. That's an unrealistic expectation, as the courts have already determined. Right? Now, if someone in your neighborhood, if their conduct, right, is so disruptive, right, to your livelihood, right, then at some point, maybe, right, there has to be a threshold that gets crossed, right? But obviously the city of Wayne never, made any credible allegation of anything. But, like I said, that this case should scare all of you, because if they could come into your backyard without a warrant, without your consent, based on bullshit, based on a fucking, well, we got to call anonymous complaint, no basis for the prosecution, right? So you understand. Like, you clearly did something. You're clearly guilty. It's all on video. There's no disputing it. There was no ordinance. There never was an ordinance until after the fact, right? And I don't know, it's just kind of strange, right? How there's two standards here. There's two standards in this country where, regular working class people have to adhere to one standard, while at the same time municipal corporations can seemingly do whatever they want, and they'll just, twist it and spin it and make it into a positive. Oh yeah, we're protecting the taxpayers of Wayne, not giving McFarlin his tax record information. Yeah, we're protecting the city of Wayne because we control the city of Wayne, and we did something we weren't supposed to, and so now if McFarlin gets a hold of those documents, well, now it's going to be a problem for the city of Wayne, right? Well, that's not protecting the city of Wayne. That's protecting a corrupt employee, right? If you're protecting the city of Wayne, well, I am the city of Wayne. I'm a resident, taxpayer, fucking lawful person in Wayne, so, you know, I'm the person being affected. I'm the victim. Who's the perpetrator? Well, it's the government. The government, right? So the government, I'm supposed to rely upon the government to see that they're victimizing me, right? It's kind of like the FOIAs, right? The whole fucking FOIA process is a joke in general. I gotta pay some government parasite money to find records that are supposed to be freely and readily available for me. Well, you know, here's how you get around that, guys. You do what's called a record inspection. So you ask to do an inspection of the record, but they don't like that either, of course. And then they'll try to hide behind, oh, well, you know, we got to redact this information, man. Yeah, they hide behind something. They hide behind the cost, right? Or they got to redact so much, right? And of course, only they can redact it. And you got to pay them, right? You got to pay them instead of you just walking in there and searching for what you want and then finding it, because, you know, they care so much about chain of custody. That's why they, you know, fail to reference it in their police reports. They fail to properly, you know, have a chain of custody. They don't like giving out discovery. They really dislike giving out any discovery, which is, again, just mind-blowing, right? But it's not mind-blowing when you understand why they do it, guys. They do it for very, you know, because when you're guilty, right, like when you're guilty like the city of Wayne is, I mean, yeah, that's the only way to cover it up is you can't give out discovery. You can't give out FOIAs. And, you know, you have to make them pay $500,000, right? That's insane. But it's insane that the system forces you to go through a process where the person who victimized you also gets to determine what you see and when you see it and how much money it costs you to see it, right? So literally it's like the system protecting itself, right? The system protecting the system. The police policing themselves, right? That's essentially what we have to rely upon in this country, right? Which is just, I mean, it's fucking insane. This whole country needs a complete and utter reach around. And, yeah, I don't know if we're going to get it. I don't know. I don't have all the answers, guys, but yeah, I'll keep pissing away my money, filing lawsuits. That again, these judges, right? These courts are lazy, just like, you know, like this idea that prosecutors and judges aren't lazy like everybody else. I mean, it's hilariously fucking incorrect. I mean, these people are some of the most vile, unethical, lazy, egotistical people that you could even imagine. Right? And yeah, they look for anything they can, right? Like the judges, right? They all work together. They're all officers of the courts, and you're not, right? So it's a fucked system, guys. That's for sure. Right? But we'll keep fighting it, you know. Till our last breath, guys. I mean, it's just gets tiresome, but it's what we got trees for. It's what we got nature for. Keep us sane. So we'll talk again soon, guys. Love you.